she was sitting by herself, sort of in the classroom, like not by herself, but say at the end of a table. So her issue was she can't cope with people being close to her from a sensory point of view. So giving her her own space so she didn't have to, interact with people as much helped her, just kept her calm. She has headphones, so we did the sensory stuff. She has issues with too much noise in the classroom. We allowed her that space to go out, so she often goes on errands just to get that space in the classroom, and then can come back in.
When it came to things like lawnmowers or vacuum cleaners, I would always run inside to avoid one or run outside to avoid the other. I had some very sensitive senses to taste, textures, like clothes, and smells as well.
We also learnt that Joshua's pooping issues could be attributed to sensory processing disorder, which was a side element of his ASD. In short, he actually didn't like the sensation of passing movements through his bowels. It was quite uncomfortable to him. And from a very early age, he was always I remember him as a baby, he was very resistant to pooing and would cry and scream as a baby. And we used to think it was constipation, but it was just that he didn't like the feeling and we didn't know he had that sensory processing disorder.
But we actually probably picked it up when she first started school, complaining of not being able to concentrate at school because of noises and stuff. And when we spoke with the teacher, we said to Madison, "What's the problem?" She goes, all the lights buzz and I can hear them all the time. And when the kids are writing on the paper, I can hear them scribbling. And, we're sitting there sort of like going, well, we can't hear the lights buzzing. And they sort of rolled on from there. And as we found out, heightened sense of hearing.
I went and I had to deal with drunks, smelly BO, people pouring drinks on me, and loud music. And not only that, neon lights flash in my eyes. Anyone who has seen a person on the spectrum or knows someone on the spectrum would know that that type of environment is ripe for a meltdown. That's what they call a sensory overload, dealing with all those things at once.
It developed an obsession with fire and liquid that became quite challenging and was picked up in preschool and kindergarten, particularly around liquids and food. So he started sitting in the corner at school and rubbing food into his hands and wanting to basically stare at the food and do that sort of thing.